You know that feeling, that unexplained heaviness in your spirit? The reason blessings seem delayed or why you're suffering in silence, even when you're doing everything right. Often it's because unseen eyes have settled on you without your permission. They watch every step you take, monitoring your life in the background, studying your movements, just like a predator studies its prey. Think about the people who don't clap when you win, the ones who don't smile when you rise, those who pretend to love you, but their eyes hold quiet jealousy, silent hatred, and a deep spiritual wickedness. And it's not just people. There are spirits too. Familiar spirits, monitoring spirits, ancestral watchers, positioned around your path to track your progress. You know that feeling, that unexplained heaviness in your spirit? The reason blessings seem delayed or why you're suffering in silence, even when you're doing everything right. Often it's because unseen eyes have settled on you without your permission. They watch every step you take, monitoring your life in the background, studying your movements, just like a predator studies its prey. Think about the people who don't clap when you win, the ones who don't smile when you rise, those who pretend to love you, but their eyes hold quiet jealousy, silent hatred, and a deep spiritual wickedness. And it's not just people. There are spirits too. Familiar spirits, monitoring spirits, ancestral watchers, positioned around your path to track your progress and report it back to the camp of darkness. This is why your best efforts sometimes feel dragged back, why hard work leaves you drained, why your peace vanishes just as breakthroughs approach. Life is spiritual and wicked eyes are very real. Many think attacks only come through dreams or physical objects, but a wicked gaze alone can destabilize everything. Eyes carry power. They carry intention, envy, witchcraft, hatred, and spiritual poison when the heart behind them is dark. Someone doesn't need to speak a word against you. They just need to look at you with jealousy and resentment, and suddenly the atmosphere shifts. You feel drained. Joy disappears. Things that were working begin to fall apart, and you're left asking, what is wrong with me? But nothing is wrong with you. Something is watching you that should never have had access to your life. There are people whose eyes follow you without blinking. Neighbors behind curtains watching with spiritual intent. Relatives who smile but carry wicked eyes that monitor your progress. Ex-lovers who don't want you but don't want you to move on. Co-workers who act friendly but secretly wish for your downfall. Every time they set their eyes on you, your spirit feels disturbed because your inner man senses you're being studied and judged. That discomfort is your intuition warning you. A wicked eye is trying to steal your peace, your joy, your resources, and your destiny. This explains why some people suddenly lose control. One day, everything is fine. The next, it all collapses. You're progressing, then face strange setbacks. People love you, then turn against you for no reason. Wicked eyes don't need to speak to attack you. Their presence alone creates spiritual tension, weakens your foundation, and contaminates your blessings unless you spiritually block them. But there is something the enemy fears, something ancient, powerful, and spiritual, carrying authority over wicked eyes. It is salt water mixed with a drop of onion juice, a prophetic combination that becomes fire in the spirit. Salt purifies, it blinds evil watchers and blocks monitoring. Onion exposes hidden enemies and weakens wicked eyes. When these two meet, something breaks, something disconnects and reverses. Wicked eyes lose control because their connection to you is cut instantly. Some people carry heavy spiritual eyes full of jealousy and silent curses. When they look at you, everything in your spirit reacts. But the moment salt water and onion juice touch the ground, their power scatters, their monitoring stops, their connection breaks, and the spiritual network collapses as their grip loosens. This knowledge is something many never discover, something the wicked hope you never learn. Because once this mixture hits the ground, you are announcing spiritually, your eyes will not monitor me again. Your sight will not steal from me again. Your gaze will not control my life again. And from that moment, the atmosphere shifts. Watchers become blind. The wicked become powerless. And your spirit becomes free. Salt carries purity, preservation, and divine authority. It changes the atmosphere the moment it touches any surface. It neutralizes contamination and disrupts any evil attempt to settle. It blinds wicked eyes and purifies the ground under your feet, so every jealous gaze loses its strength. In many cultures, salt is used to break bad luck and block evil, because it carries an ancient authority that darkness respects. It enters contaminated spiritual environments and restores purity. It confuses witchcraft, blinds watchers, weakens spiritual influence, and interrupts silent assignments. Wicked eyes hate salt because it irritates them spiritually. Salt symbolizes a covenant, permanent, stable, unbreakable protection. When you use salt, you declare that no wicked eye can break the covenant over your life or manipulate your destiny. Salt seals your atmosphere. It blinds spiritual surveillance by destroying the spiritual screens watchers use to observe you. It melts the connection they follow, erasing your spiritual footprints, which enemies use to trace your steps. It wipes out their path to your destiny, so they lose direction and access. Salt also breaks invisible patterns of delay and spiritual heaviness. It cleans atmospheres polluted by jealousy and negativity, restoring peace, clarity, and stability so blessings can flow again. Salt cannot be manipulated by wicked forces. It refuses to bow to darkness. It carries an authority and stability that evil fears. And when mixed with onion, its power multiplies dramatically. Onion carries layers of revelation, exposure, and truth. It represents the many hidden layers of people's intentions and spiritual attacks. Onion unveils what is hidden. It reveals silent jealousy and weakens secret watchers who study your life behind masks. Onion irritates physical eyes, and spiritually, it irritates wicked eyes. It disrupts the clarity and focus of spiritual watchers. Its vibration rises into the realm where evil eyes operate and causes them to lose spiritual stability, dimming their gaze so they cannot monitor you effectively. Onion is a revealer. It exposes fake love, pretended support, silent competition, and hidden hatred. It forces masks to fall off and reveals who has been working against you. Once exposed, wicked eyes lose their authority because secrecy is their power. Onion disturbs spiritual disguises. It disrupts monitoring spirits and disconnects spiritual spies, making their assignment heavy and weakening their ability to follow you. It causes them to lose control because onion pushes them out of their hidden comfort zones. Onion breaks emotional manipulation and spiritual deception by exposing motives. It disconnects emotional soul ties created through envy, neutralizes silent curses projected through wicked eyes, and cuts emotional chains. Onion purifies the spiritual air. It pushes away negative energy and disperses the spiritual fog created by jealousy. It sharpens your discernment and intuition so you can detect danger and avoid manipulation. Onion is feared by jealous people not because of the vegetable, but because of what it represents: exposure, revelation, the breaking of wicked eyes. And when combined with salt, the wicked watchers lose all stability because onion unmasks them and salt blinds them. When salt and onion combine, something powerful happens. Salt purifies the ground and onion exposes the watcher, creating a prophetic reaction that shakes the environment. Salt blinds wicked eyes, onion weakens them. And the mixture announces your time is over, causing watchers to lose balance as purification and exposure destroy the spiritual connect. Ion. Wicked eyes depend on spiritual clarity and visibility, but salt destroys clarity, while onion destroys stability. It scrambles their ability to see, distorts their spiritual screen, interrupts their connection, and causes their vision to crumble until they can no longer monitor you. This is why they lose control. Salt attacks the spiritual environment, and onion attacks the watcher, creating a double blow. Watchers become irritated, unstable, and confused. The environment becomes purified and sealed, and wicked eyes lose both their foundation and their strength. This mixture creates a spiritual firewall around you. Salt forms the outer shield. Onion exposes inner attacks. It cleanses past interference and blocks future monitoring, so no spiritual spy can break through the sealed atmosphere. Salt and onion also create a reversal. Wicked eyes that try to monitor you begin to experience the discomfort they projected. Once their monitoring fails, spiritual laws activate, causing their evil intention to fall back on them. This combination exposes the source of the monitoring. People who watched you secretly suddenly become uncomfortable. They may avoid you, act restless, or suddenly lose interest in your life because their spiritual access was severed. The onion exposed them, the salt blinded them, and now their behavior reflects that loss of control. Confusion begins to rise in the camp of your enemies. Their plans fail, their traps collapse, arguments begin, intentions leak, and their coordination breaks because monitoring was their foundation. Once that is destroyed, nothing they planned can stand. Your own breakthroughs begin to flow more freely. Opportunities open, delays break, favor rises, and stagnant situations move because the spiritual blockage created by wicked eyes has been removed. Your dreams may reveal truth. Enemies running, watchers blinded, monitoring, spirits defeated, hidden intentions shown, because onion exposes and salt purifies. Your mental and emotional clarity rises. Confusion dissolves, heaviness lifts, anxiety decreases, and peace returns because the spiritual interference that once clouded your mind is gone. Finally, a divine separation occurs. Relationships fade. Watchers disconnect. Jealous people withdraw. Not because of conflict, but because their spiritual connection to you has been broken. Their ability to monitor your destiny is gone. Now comes the final activation, where you speak with authority, sealing what the salt and onion have accomplished. Wicked eyes depend on your silence, but when you declare boldly, their foundation collapses because your voice carries spiritual fire that finishes what the mixture started. Stand firmly and declare, every wicked eye watching my life, lose your control now. This seals the act as the ground vibrates spiritually, blinding watchers and shutting down their access permanently. Command monitoring spirits to end their assignments, reject their influence, and close every spiritual window they use to view your life. Announce that their operation is finished forever. Declare your separation. I disconnect my life from every jealous gaze, every evil gaze, every wicked gaze. Step into spiritual concealment and divine covering where watchers cannot find you anymore. Speak protection over your future. Declare that your blessings, your household, your movements, and your destiny are no longer visible to darkness. Open the pathways that were blocked. Finally, proclaim your victory. I rise, I advance, I move forward without fear. My life is untouchable. My destiny is secured. Every wicked eye that fought me has lost control forever. Seal the act and walk away, spiritually hidden, divinely protected, and fully released from the gaze of wicked eyes forever. This is Joshua Selman wisdom, where hidden enemies are exposed, wicked eyes lose control, and your spirit rises in power and protection. And hold on to this freedom, because walking in this new clarity is your birthright. You will begin to notice life flowing differently. Where there was resistance, you now find ease. Where there was silent opposition, you now find genuine support or peaceful distance. The spiritual weight that made every step feel uphill has been lifted. Your own energy, once drained by invisible spectators, now remains full and fuels your purpose. This is the power of taking authority over the atmosphere of your life. Remember, the goal is not to live in fear of wicked eyes, but to live in the confident knowledge that you are shielded and your space is purified. You have learned a profound spiritual principle, that the physical realm responds to spiritual commands And simple elements, when coupled with faith and authority, can shift unseen battles. Salt and onion are not magic. They are vehicles of a spiritual truth, symbols of purification and exposure that carry your decree into the spiritual realm. So move forward with this awareness. Let it make you wise, not paranoid. Let it make you alert, not anxious. Your intuition is now sharper because the static of jealous gazes has been turned down. You will better discern who is for you and who has simply been watching you. Some relationships will heal and grow stronger in this clean atmosphere. Others will naturally fall away, not with drama, but with a quiet sigh of release, because the unhealthy spiritual tether has been dissolved. Continue to guard your space with wisdom. You can incorporate this understanding into your daily life. A pinch of salt at your doorstep every so often, and as a silent recommitment to purity. The awareness of the onion's layers reminding you to seek truth and peel back appearances. Live consciously, knowing you have the tools to reset your spiritual environment whenever you feel that familiar, heavy pressure of unseen eyes trying to settle on you again. Your journey is yours alone, and your path is now clearer for you to walk. The watchers have lost their lens. The monitors have lost their signal. What they see now, if they can see anything at all, is a life sealed in divine light, moving forward with a pace and grace they can no longer hinder or comprehend. Your blessings are no longer leaking out through the cracks of spiritual envy. Your joy is not being siphoned. Your peace stands guard around your heart. This is your time to build, to grow, and to thrive without looking over your shoulder. The narrative of your life is no longer being written by the silent wishes of the jealous, but by the purposeful steps of your own divinely guided destiny. When you win, the applause you hear will be authentic. When you rise, the smiles you see will be real. Your spirit, once heavy, will now feel light enough to soar. This is the promise of taking back your spiritual ground. This is the outcome of blinding wicked eyes and exposing hidden agendas. You are free, you are protected, you are advancing. Let every step you take from this point forward be a testament to that freedom. The chapter of surveillance is closed. The book of your destiny is wide open, and the pen is firmly in your hand. Walk in this truth, live in this authority, and remember, your atmosphere is yours to command. This is Joshua Selman Wisdom, a place where spiritual understanding brings tangible freedom, and where your spirit is empowered to live beyond the reach of every dark gaze. Your watchtower is now a fortress of light, and your life is a testimony of dirty truth. It happens when silence is broken and spiritual authority is claimed. Go forward and shine. This newfound clarity is not a temporary state, but a foundation. Imagine your life as a garden. For a long time, unseen visitors trespassed at night, trampling new shoots, stealing fruit, and poisoning the soil with their envious gaze. You worked hard, but the harvest was always less than it should be. Now, the trespassers have been banished. The fence is secure. The soil has been cleansed with salt, and every hidden root of bitterness has been exposed and pulled up by the onion's revealing power. What grows in such a garden? Everything planted with purpose now thrives unimpeded. This is your life now. Ideas that once withered will now blossom. Relationships that were stunted will now deepen or make space for new, healthy growth. Opportunities are no longer snatched away before they can ripen. They remain on the vine until you are ready to receive them. This is the practical manifestation of a cleansed spiritual atmosphere. The delay is over. The struggle for basic peace is done. Your energy is no longer a public resource for spiritual vampires. It is a sacred fuel reserved solely for your destiny. You must understand this. Your peace is your power. When your spirit is light and your mind is clear, you make decisions from a place of strength, not fear or reaction. You hear your own intuition, the quiet voice of guidance with stunning clarity, because the noise of other people's silent judgments and secret wishes for your failure has been switched off. You will find yourself saying no with ease where you used to compromise, and yes with confidence to things that truly align with your path. This is the authority of a reclaimed life. People may wonder what has changed about you. They will sense a new boundary, an unshakable calm, a magnetic strength they cannot explain. Those who watched you with a critical or jealous eye will find nothing to latch on to. Their gaze will simply slide off the protective shield that now surrounds you. They may become frustrated, even agitated, because their former point of influence, their access to your spiritual energy, has been permanently revoked. Some may even approach you with strange, confused apologies, or finally speak aloud the negativity they once only projected in silence, because the onion has forced what was hidden into the light. Do not be drawn into their drama. Your role is not to confront every revealed enemy, but to walk steadily forward in your purpose. The mixture has done its work of separation. Your response is to maintain the purity of your space. You can live with a generous and open heart, because now that heart is guarded by wisdom and spiritual authority. You can love freely, because now that love is not a vulnerable target, but a powerful force that flows from a protected wellspring. Remember, this is a continuous practice of spiritual stewardship. Just as you clean your home, you maintain your spiritual atmosphere. If ever you feel that old familiar pressure, a sudden unexplained anxiety, a series of odd setbacks, a feeling of being watched, you now possess the knowledge and the tool to reset your space. It is your right. Take the bowl, the water, the salt, the onion. Speak your decree with the same bold authority. Pour it out with conviction. Re-establish the boundary. This is not a sign of failure. It is the exercise of your spiritual sovereignty. It is how you declare again and again that your life is not a spectator sport. Now, envision the road ahead. It is bright and open. The watchers are in your rear view, their vision blurred, their connection broken. Before you are possibilities that were once obscured by their spiritual interference. Your creativity will surge. Your courage will amplify. Your faith will find solid ground. The blessings that milled around you, waiting for the blockage to clear, will now begin to flow into your life with surprising speed and divine timing. You are not just protected from something, you are positioned for something magnificent. So carry this confidence. Let it be the quiet assurance in your smile, the steady resolve in your step, the unwavering faith in your heart. You have reclaimed your narrative. You have closed the door to wicked eyes and opened the window to divine favor. Your story is no longer being edited by unseen critics. You are the author. Write chapters of triumph, of peace, of abundant joy. The resources of heaven are aligning with a destiny that is no longer under surveillance. This is your awakening to a life of spiritual authority and tangible victory. This is Joshua Selman wisdom, where light disperses darkness, where truth exposes hidden things, and where you are empowered to walk in the fullness of your purpose, untouched, unhindered, and profoundly free. The watchtower has crumbled for them, and for you, the sun is now rising on a new day. Step into it. The journey of walking in this purified space is where your true power unfolds. Think of it like this. You have cleared a dense, confusing fog from a magnificent landscape. For the first time, you can see the full, breathtaking view of your own potential. You can see the well-worn paths that led to cycles of frustration. Those are now closed off. You can see new bright trails leading toward horizons of promise. Those are now accessible. This clarity is your greatest asset. With it, you cannot be lied to, not even by circumstances that once seemed designed to deceive you into thinking you were stuck. This is the season where your actions carry unprecedented spiritual weight. A single step of faith now propels you further than a year of striving in a contaminated atmosphere ever could. Why? Because the friction is gone. The silent, draining resistance of jealous gazes acted like a spiritual gravity, pulling against your every leap. Now that gravity has been cancelled. Your prayers feel different because they travel an unobstructed path. Your work yields more fruit because the spiritual tax on your efforts has been abolished. You will notice synchronicity. Those meaningful coincidences that feel like the universe is winking at you. Doors will open through connections that feel divinely orchestrated, not false. Guard this space with joyful vigilance, just as you wouldn't allow physical trash to be dumped in your newly cleaned home. Be mindful of what and who you allow into your spiritual and mental environment. This doesn't mean living in isolation, but in discernment. You will find yourself naturally drawn to light, to authenticity, to conversations that build and inspire. You will have a lower tolerance for gossip, for negativity, for the dense energy of complaint and cynicism. This isn't you being judgmental, it's your refined spirit operating in its cleansed atmosphere, rejecting what is foreign to its new nature. Listen to that feeling. It is your internal compass now calibrated to true north. There is also a new responsibility in this freedom. With the watchers blinded, there is no audience but the divine for your integrity. Your character is now being forged in the quiet, where no human eye praises or criticizes. This is where true growth happens. Will you remain disciplined when no one is looking? Will you choose kindness when there is no one to applaud it? This is the sacred ground of your development. The wicked eyes wanted to steal your public victories, but in the absence, you are guaranteed private victories that build an unshakable core. This inner strength becomes your permanent shield, far stronger than any external ritual. You may even begin to feel a godly sorrow for those who once watched you with malice. From this new vantage point of peace, you see their jealousy for what it truly was, a prison they built for themselves. Their eyes were not just windows to project poison, but mirrors reflecting their own inner lack and bondage. While you walk in increasing freedom, they remain trapped in the same cycle of comparing and coveting. Pray for them from a distance if your heart leads you to, but never reconnect the cord that the salt and onion have severed. Your freedom is also a testimony. Sometimes the most powerful ministry is a life so blessed and at peace that it forces others to question their own strategies. Now, let's talk about legacy. The effects of this spiritual cleansing do not stop with you. It creates a protected canopy over your household, your family line, your future generations. You have not just broken a pattern for yourself, you have potentially dismantled a generational doorway through which monitoring spirits gained access. Your children, your relationships, your home projects, all now operate under a more fortified spiritual cover. The peace you feel becomes the inheritance you give. Therefore, walk with a conscious gratitude. Each morning, acknowledge the lightness. Each night, give thanks for the undisturbed peace. This gratitude acts as a continual reconsecration of your space, an affirmation that reinforces the divine boundary. You are living proof that spiritual knowledge applied with faith creates tangible change. So move forward with a quiet heart and a bold spirit. The battle for your spiritual visibility is over. You are now operating under a divine claw, ache of favor and protection. Your progress is no longer a public broadcast for the camp of darkness. It is a sacred journey between you and your Creator. The path is clear. The air is clean. Your strength is renewed. Run your race with joy. Build your vision with confidence and love from a place of overflowing abundance. Remember, you have been equipped not just to survive, but to reign in every area of your life. This is the promise of a life reclaimed from surveillance and restored to its divine blueprint. Welcome to your era of unimpeded progress and profound peace. This is Joshua Selman Wisdom, a beacon for those seeking to live beyond limitation, where spiritual truth empowers you to not only see your destiny, but to possess it completely and freely. The narrative of oppression is ended. Your story of ascent has officially begun. Write it well. Living in this ascended space requires a new rhythm, a new way of interpreting the world around you. You will find that challenges still come, but their nature has changed. Before, obstacles were often spiritual ambushes, hidden, personal, and designed to breed confusion and despair. Now, challenges are more like natural terrain on the path to a mountain peak, clear, conquerable, and ultimately strengthening. You can face them head on because you are no longer fighting an unseen war on two fronts. Your full energy is available for the task before you, and solutions will appear with a clarity that feels almost miraculous. This is also where your voice finds its true power. Words spoken from a heart and spirit that are pure, protected, and aligned carry creative authority. What you decree in this state of peace begins to shape your reality with increased speed. Speak over your life, your health, your finances, and your relationships from this place of cleansed authority. Declare favor, declare breakthrough, declare wisdom. These are no longer just hopeful words against a dark tide. They are sovereign commands issued from a fortified position, and the spiritual realm must heed them. Your tongue has become the pen that inscribes destiny onto the scroll of your future. Be prepared for divine redirections. With the static of wicked eyes removed, you can finally hear the subtle guiding whispers of intuition and inspiration with perfect clarity. You may feel a sudden strong urge to let go of a project you've clung to for years, or to reach out to someone new, or to move in a direction that seems illogical to the outside world. Trust these impulses. This is your spirit navigating on a clear frequency. The path to your highest good is often not the most crowded or loudly promoted one. It's the path revealed in the quiet, and now you can hear the directions perfectly. There's a profound rest that comes with this territory. It's not the absence of activity, but the absence of inner turmoil. You can work hard yet feel deeply rested in your soul. You can engage in conflict when necessary, yet maintain an unshakable core of peace. This rest becomes your superpower. In a world burning out from striving and anxiety, you operate from a deep, cool well of sustained energy and calm. People will be drawn to this rest in you, and you will have more than enough to pour into the purposes that truly matter. Do not be surprised by moments of holy discontent. As your spirit expands in this clean atmosphere, it will begin to chafe against any remaining limitations, not ones imposed by others, but ones you've tolerated within yourself. You may feel a divine frustration with old habits, petty thoughts, or small visions. This is not condemnation. It is the evidence of upgrade. Your spirit is now acclimated to a higher altitude and is prompting you to shed any weight that would hold you back from soaring even higher. Embrace this sacred dissatisfaction. It is the engine of your continual evolution. Now, consider the ripple effect. Your liberation creates a zone of freedom around you. Your family, your close friends, even your work environment can begin to subconsciously benefit from the purified spiritual ecology you've established. Tensions may ease, creativity may spark. A heavier atmosphere doesn't stand a chance in the persistent field of light you now carry. You become a walking sanctuary, and those who are meant to find refuge and inspiration in your presence will do so. This is your lifelong assignment: to steward this freedom, to protect this peace, and to build from this place of unshakable authority. You have been given the knowledge to sever unhealthy connections and the wisdom to forge healthy divine ones. Your life is no longer a reactor to hidden attacks. It is a proactive force of light and purpose. So stand firm in this victory. Let no nostalgic pull for old patterns, nor the faint fading echoes of past accusations lure you back into doubt. You have crossed over. The land you now inhabit is fertile and bright. Plant boldly, build generously, love extravagantly. The shadow of surveillance has lifted, and in the full light of your day, everything is possible. Walk forward knowing you are cloaked in a protection that blinds the envious and a purity that attracts the divine. Your story is now defined by grace, powered by purpose, and shielded by an authority that turns every former weapon of the watcher into dust. This is the enduring promise of a life reclaimed. This is Joshua Selman wisdom, a place of deep revelation and practical empowerment. Here, you are reminded that you are not a target, but a temple. Not a victim of gazes, but a vessel of glory. Move ever forward, for your path shines brighter and brighter until the perfect day.